remembering Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was the 11th President of India, who is popularly known as Missile Man of India. The country observed his 89th birth anniversary on October 15th. Dr. Kalam, who also won the prestigious Bharat Ratna, is widely remembered as People's President. Here are some motivational and inspirational quotes written by him. "A dream is not that which you see while sleeping, it is something that does not let you sleep. Creativity is seeing the same thing, but thinking differently. Man needs difficulties in life because they are necessary to enjoy success. Be active. Take on responsibility. Work for the things you believe in. If you do not, you are surrendering your fate to others." Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was known for his commendable contribution for the development of space science in the country. Dr. Kalam was not just an aerospace scientist but also a teacher, who worked with the Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) and the Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO). Active monsoon conditions are still prevailing, and they give energy to depressions. The subcyclonic system, or deep depression, that inundated Telangana and Andhra Pradesh threw life out of gear as heavy rains lashed Hyderabad and other parts of the state. Large number of deaths and rain-related incidents were reported as the deep depression in the Bay of Bengal crossed the coast in Kakinada, leaving behind a trail of destruction in the southern states.
फर्स्ट टाइम देख रहा हूँ मैं इतना पानी इधर।
Software giant Microsoft will let employees work from home permanently if they choose to. U.S. media reported that the employer will expand work-from-home provisions prompted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Given the nature of Microsoft's business as a software and hardware creator, some employees with roles that require a physical presence won't be able to take advantage of the new hybrid workplace policy. Employees involved in hardware research and development or employees involved with in-person training won't be able to do that work remotely. For others, whose work can be done entirely remote, there are options to relocate, even internationally, if approved. Reports suggest that most of Microsoft's 150,000 employees would be able to take advantage of one of these remote work offerings. Some major tech firms have already allowed permanent work-from-home arrangements, including Facebook. The social network's staff could be permanently working remotely within 5 to 10 years. They claim to offer as much flexibility as possible to support individual work styles, while balancing business needs and ensuring we live our culture. Joe Biden is popular among nearly 3/4 of Indian Americans, which plans to vote for Democratic presidential candidate in the U.S. election next month. They believe that the country is headed in the wrong direction under President Donald Trump, according to expert survey. The Indian community is also in the flashlight after Biden picked Senator Kamala Harris, the daughter of an Indian immigrant, as his running support. She is the first black woman and Asian American in history to make the presidential ticket for a major party. However, Indian Americans, the second largest immigrant group in the United States, make up less than 1% of registered voters for the November 3rd election. Solar energy is poised for what could be its biggest transformation in over half a century. A group of materials called perovskites are being used to create the next generation of solar panels, which could eventually be twice as efficient as current ones, and flexible enough to wrap around entire buildings. Now, perovskites offer the potential for dramatic increases in power output, and they could ultimately replace silicon entirely. In the coming decades, all perovskite solar coatings promise to raise efficacies in several aspects of solar equipment, says energy experts. India's economic growth forecast was slashed further by the IMF, International Monetary Fund. The country is now facing the biggest contraction of major emerging markets in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. As a result, the economy is projected to contract by 10.3% in 2020, the biggest contraction since independence. Good news is that the IMF expects India to grow 8.8% next year. In its latest edition of World Economic Outlook, IMF has said for many emerging markets and developing economies, excluding China, prospects continue to remain dangerous. The factors being the continuing spread of the pandemic and overwhelmed healthcare systems, severely affected sectors, such as tourism, and the greater dependence on external finance, including remittances. India's lockdown at the end of March was the world's largest, causing the economy to contract 23.9% in the June quarter from a year ago as businesses and jobs were devastated. Two scientists share chemistry Nobel in historic win for genetic scissors. They have been awarded the 2020 Nobel Prize in Chemistry for developing the tools to edit DNA. Emmanuelle Charpentier and Jennifer Doudna are the first two women to share the prize, which honors their work on the technology of genome editing. Their discovery, known as CRISPR-Cas9 genetic scissors, is a way of making specific and precise changes to the DNA contained in living cells. Using these, researchers can change the DNA of animals, plants, and microorganisms with extremely high precision. This technology has had a revolutionary impact on the life sciences, is contributing to new cancer therapies, and may make the dream of curing inherited diseases come true. Researchers need to modify genes in cells if they are to find out about life's inner workings. This used to be time-consuming, difficult, and sometimes impossible work. Using the CRISPR-Cas9 genetic scissors, it is now possible to change the code of life over the course of a few weeks. The first folio, printed in 1623, is the first published collection of Shakespeare's plays, produced 7 years after his death. A rare book that brought together William Shakespeare's plays for the first time, is sold for a record $9.97 million at an auction on October 14, 2020. The first folio, containing 36 of Shakespeare's plays, is one of only 6 known complete copies in private hands, and had carried a pre-sale estimate of $4 million to $6 million. The auction price also marked a new world auction record for any printed work of literature, and smashed the previous high of $6.16 million for a Shakespeare first folio that was set in 2001.
Namaskar. I pray God that all people in the world should be protected from this virus and other diseases. The present virus has created a very bad, and it has affected so many innocent lives have been passed. I pray God, all people, including all lives in this world, should be protected by the God. Present virus has killed so many innocent lives. The world is yet to find vaccine for this to stop. And so many people have lost their earnings, jobs, and thereby they are unable to maintain their families. The air and land pollution has aided, helped the virus and other diseases to spread in this world. We should stop this. The world should see that this is solved amicably and no pollution of air and land should be there. The world should ban the crackers during festivals. Deepavali, we use so many crackers which pollutes air and land. and thereby the virus is able to spread its ill effect to all people living in this world, including all lives. The usage of crackers is going to help none. It is going to spoil the air and land pollution. It not only that, due to crackers, accident, eye injury, breathing problem, and etc. is going to be increased. Those who celebrate Deepavali and other festivals should ban crackers. They should not use crackers at all because it is not good for all, including human beings and livings. The crackers pollution is affecting air and land, so government should see that this ban of crackers is there permanently implemented. Let us celebrate every festival with prayers and helping the poor. We should find joy in helping the needy. Those who work at fireworks should be employed elsewhere. Government should give them alternative employment so that they can also live in this world. In Deepavalis, we should not use crackers. We should also help government that air pollution, land pollution is reduced to maximum extent so that we can live happily and we can have good health. I pray everybody that what I say is implemented sincerely so that all can live very happily and pray God. Namaste.
Stay connected with the universe through TD Heptas. If you like our contents, please hit the bell icon and subscribe to our channel.